guest of honor, those excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. It's a privilege for me to stand here and look over on you. It was a little bit of experience for me when we started IES 25 years ago. I'm a forester as a profession, but from the very beginning I had to take responsibility for the economics and the finances. And from the first year up to now, I have tried to get money and to give out the money we got. And sometimes it has been very difficult, sometimes very easy. I'm proud when I look at the organization today. It has been a grew which is wonderful. We as old people, we have succeeded to hand over to the younger generation. And I feel very confident when I heard Daniel talk, when I see Andreas, Daniel Park, and these young people. I think I think it's a life for IAS, mostly 25 years more, and I wish you good luck, and that the vision will continue to grow into your hearts. Thank you very much for these 25 years, and I wish you good luck in the future. Thank you. And one of my colleagues, Mr. Leif, we have been working together during these 25 years, and I wish you to come here now and talk to the guests.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the founder of the organization. We need to clap mightier than that.
Your Excellencies, government representatives, NGO representatives, church leaders, IS colleagues in Africa, in Europe and America, ladies and gentlemen, friends to IS, I'm honored to stand here, and I'm honored that you have honored our invitation to join us for this celebration today. A lot has been spoken already, and at 25 years, it's a time when you begin thinking. You begin reflecting on what has been. Some of the young boys that were standing there along the roadside, where they were picked up by me or my colleagues some 25 or even 35 years ago. Today I see them nicely dressed, meeting them in government offices here in South Sudan. Some of them are having very, very important positions in this government. And then they remind me, Leif, do you remember when I was a little kid and you guys came into my village and you drilled a borehole? I say, I'm sorry, I don't remember, but I remember a lot of kids. And they said, I was one of those kids, watching that machine, giving water to our people. Every NGO has got its uniqueness, and so does IAS. And there were actually 3 processes going on at the same time. One process was going on in Sweden. 4 families came together on New Year's Eve, 1989, and we said, how can we leave our people in South Sudan? We have all 4 families been working there for some years, but now there is a raging war going on. We need to do something. Then the other process was the invitation from a very prominent person, a good friend of ours, who gave me a piece of paper. And he said, Leif, please come and help us in South Sudan. Come to Kajukeji, come to the western side. There is no other NGO. A little piece of paper that I was trying to find. Unfortunately, I did not manage to find it. And I said to my friends in Sweden, I got this piece of paper. Would you be interested to honor this request? We have invited the writer of this request. His name is James Waniga, the Vice President of South Sudan. The third process was going on here in Kenya and in South Sudan. When I came to Kenya, we needed somebody who had the passion, the determination, the focus to do something. Manasseh Lomole came to our knowledge that he was around in Kenya. And I asked Manasseh, we need to do something together. And he didn't need many minutes to say yes. Today he's the deputy governor in Central Equatoria region. He's also invited. We hope he will come before the end of this celebration. We are not sure. These committed teams at 3 different fronts started with empty hands. A promise from a UN organization that there will be something if you just get started. And we decided, let's then get started. Let's begin with what we have. What did we have? We had a vision. We had a dream. We had a purpose. And we had so many people who stood by our side voluntarily, who was giving up their time, their everything they had to see that this little baby would be growing and eventually be walking by itself. Volunteers, yeah, that was the common description of an NGO worker in those days. They were given salt when there was luxury. They were given maize, sandura, but money, no. There was no cash payments in those days. The vision was to see that the most neglected people would get a chance to a better life, wherever they are, wherever they are positioned, or whatever their background is. And it was an amazing feeling to walk in the refugee camps, to see those smiling faces of those women and the many children living not in tents, but in straw huts. And you wonder, how could they smile? How can they laugh? They lost their husbands in the war. They lost their sons. Many of the sons were killed. And still that smile on their faces. I said, we need to do something here. We need to reach out to those vulnerable, those people who have been suffering so much. And joining hands with the nationals, with the local teams, was an encouragement, because we saw so much of motivation and drive. And that kept us going to continue asking for support from different places. Without the commitment and the shared vision among the founders in Sweden, among the people who voluntarily gave their lives to see that IS would move forward here in Africa, in Kenya, in South Sudan, and the support from our donors who actually believed in us. In those days, 4-page proposal to the Swedish government was enough to get $500,000. I don't know if 400 pages is really adequate today. But we know there is a difference. There is a difference. People who believed in us, that you guys, you are right there where we wish to be. Many people said, we support you, but don't get us into that region. Today, 25 years have passed, and we are reminded about a time that is gone. A new chapter is coming up, opening up, and we see a future that is, we are meeting with mixed feelings. As my former speakers have said, NGOs of this kind, if things were put right, we wouldn't have been needed. We are doing something like other people maybe should have done. But here we are, because of so many reasons for suffering in this world. And I know that people who are carrying on this work, they are carrying also on the vision. The vision is not dying, the vision is maybe more vibrant, more active, more focused than ever before. So it is a pleasure to see this week of celebration and this day here in Juba, where we are coming together to recall what has been, but also to challenge ourselves for a future. We will still have a lot of challenges ahead of us. We are still needed, and let us continue working in that spirit to see that a transformation takes place wherever we put our feet. Lastly, I would say thanks to God, who has kept this organization through a multitude of challenges. Challenges that we never counted on could happen when we started this organization. I'm glad we didn't know. But I'm also glad to announce that the God who was with us 25 years ago, when the foundation was laid, is a God who has proved his faithfulness to us through these 25 years. And the same God is going to take this organization together with partners, both international and national, and the government that we are working with in all these countries here in Africa, that we together will see that God will keep his hand upon all of us, so that his will take place in this part of the world. Thank you very much, and may God bless all.